Hello to the chair and all members of the Online Course Quality Control Department. My name is Jason Keys, and today I'll be presenting you a case study analysis of LDT620, Learning Design, Media, and Emerging Technologies. Today, I'll be discussing the course strengths, areas for improvement, and my recommendations on how to make this already superb course even more effective. LDT620 Course Strengths. For both strengths and weaknesses, quantitative data was collected by evaluating the course via the Q-tip scorecard, while qualitative data was collected by evaluating the peer-to-peer and instructor-to-student interactions and feedback in the course discussion forums. Overall, the course scored 169 out of a possible 176 points in evaluated areas of the Q-tip scorecard, earning a 96% overall score. Some of the areas where the course scored the highest related to segmenting information, a homepage that guided students, and instructor interactions. Segmenting or chunking large amounts of information online is beneficial to learners as it prevents cognitive overload and allows students time and space to properly analyze, retain, and transfer information. This was done exceptionally well in LDT620 as discussion posts, deliverables, and student readings were evenly distributed throughout the semester. Even the LMS was designed so as to compartmentalize everything the students would need into easily retainable chunks of information. Another strength was the course homepage, which set clear and concise expectations for learners regarding the course description, how the course related to the previous class, LDT610, and a quick overview of all projects. From day one of the class, students had clear expectations from the instructor to which they could refer back to at any time. The science behind this is simple. Homepages that give a clear description of site content allow visitors to concentrate on the content itself as opposed to site navigation, freeing up their cognitive faculties to learn, retain, and transfer information. The last standout strength of the course was instructor interaction. The instructor logged in daily and was proactive in solving course issues, such as the LMS not properly reflecting grades. She was also available to guide students dealing with military deployments, pregnancies, and illnesses, working with them to ensure they would meet all course deadlines. This was incredibly important, as consistent instructor interaction improves classes and provides a sense of caring and community within the online classroom. LDT620 Areas of Improvement. While the course was overall effective, there were some minor areas for improvement identified by the Q-tip and qualitative data, to include a lack of critical thinking questions in discussion forums, no welcome email sent to students, and a lack of measurable course outcomes. There are 7 different types of questions that an instructor can pose to students in online courses in order to spark critical thinking within the online learning environment. Unfortunately, none of these questions were posed within any discussion forums in LDT620. Because of this, the course lost points in the class discussion portion of the Q-tip scorecard, earning 13 out of 16 points. This was because all discussion posts revolved around students observing the deliverables of their peers, to include images, video, audio, learning design tools, and online course reviews. Another area of improvement is the lack of a welcome email sent to students at the beginning of the course. While seemingly trivial, communication such as a welcome email to students sets the foundation for the classroom's online presence and can put the students at ease. This cost the course 2 points, or 7%, in the communication section of the Q-tip scorecard. This lack of welcome email actually had an effect on students within the class. Since the LMS had maintenance during the first week of the course, some students were unable to log into the LMS to obtain course information, causing frustration and making them feel behind as soon as the class had begun. The last area of improvement was the lack of measurable outcomes. Clear and measurable outcomes allow students to feel a sense of ownership, be mindful of what they're learning, and identify what they need to do. LDT620 lost points in the course outcomes category of the Q-tip scorecard, earning 89% of the total points in that section. One example of a course outcome that wasn't measurable is create clear oral messages, which, taken at face value, could lead a student to believe that as long as their microphone is clear and working, they've met the outcome. Another example is lead and or participate in a diverse group. While students were directed to respond to a certain number of peers in weekly posts, there was no place for assigned groups of students to communicate strictly with each other within the LMS, and no way for the instructor to see who was leading or participating, making this outcome unmeasurable. Here are a few course recommendations to make LDT620 even more effective. Number 1. Send a welcome email to students on or before the first day of the course. This way, students can get any info they need on day 1, regardless of the state of the LMS, and instructors can begin building their online presence from the get-go. Number 2. Create measurable outcomes that students can use as a litmus test to ensure they are meeting all course criteria. Provide rubrics, scales, or examples if necessary so students can self-identify when they are or are not meeting the mark. And finally, pose critical thinking questions each week to the students. This will force students to evaluate their own thought processes and see the relevance of course material to real life outside the LMS. Thank you for your time and attention to my case study analysis of LDT620, Learning Design, Media, and Emerging Technologies. All references are following this slide.